Welcome to episode 9 of Dragon Quest Poppy Podcast. I almost said my other podcast name. I'm Poppy, and I am joined by
Aust. Yeah,
what's
you can
up,
just call
bro?
me Aust.
I'm just gonna call you Oz because, Narrower.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Nerevar. Look, nobody pronounces it right
Eh,
ever, except for like the 1% of people who know what it's from. So
Where's it from?
it's from an Elder Scrolls game. Yeah,
Ooh,
Morrowind.
nice. Oh, is that the third one?
Yeah.
Respect,
Hmm.
respect. That's cool, bro.
Yep.
Cool, man. So I'll just call you Ost, and yeah, you can call me Poppy, but you know.
Sounds
All right.
good to me.
So we're gonna talk about. Well, before that, why don't we actually get to know our guests? I know you've mentioned to me that you've been on a couple other podcasts before, some Dragon Quest podcasts. Um, yeah, just tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about yourself, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I've only been on the Slime Time podcast, but I've been on a lot of episodes of that. That's the Dragon's Den official podcast, Dragon's Den forum podcast, where a lot of the
The
forum
legit
members,
guys.
yeah, a lot of the forum members have, that's what it started out as a way to interview members from the forum, but they've, done more stuff than that. But yeah, I've been into Dragon Quest only since 2013, really. It's
Oh, nice.
which now that I think about it, that's like 10 years.
Yeah, literally.
That's weird. Uh yeah, so let me think. The very first DQ game I played was back when I was like a kid. I picked up one of the Monsters games on the Game Boy Color,
Oh,
and I
nice.
was bummed out that it wasn't Pokemon. There's like a whole story about it, but I wasn't. I won't get into all that. But uh, I didn't take to it until 2013 when I just picked
So,
up
how did
DQ5 on a
your
whim.
how did your parents mess that up?
Well, okay, so my mom, yeah, my mom actually got me into gaming, but no, she
Oh, cool.
never played RPGs really. Zelda was the closest that she really got into. But yeah,
Gotcha. Cool.
yeah. So I started with the Super Nintendo and the original NES, but we did not have
Respect.
Dragon Warrior. So
Yeah, same. Yeah, I didn't I mean, I talked about it in my first episode, but I didn't officially get into Dragon Quest. I'm even younger than you in Dragon Quest years. I think like 5 years only. So I'm a pretty big newbie to the community, but I freaking love the series, man, the
yeah,
franchise. So, what's your favorite game?
Dragon Quest Five without
Mm,
contest. Even
without
though like
contest.
Well, like I mean, it's gotten harder in recent years. Like
Gotcha.
11 was really good,
Hmm.
and I'll admit that it is with all the things that are in 11, it is probably technically the superior game.
Mm,
But five is just too personal to me. It's
right.
my personal favorite.
How many times have you beat it?
Only three. No, yeah, only three. Only
I'm
three
assuming
times.
you've picked a different wife every time, or what?
Well, that was always the plan. And then you get to a certain point of the game and it starts guilting you into the one choice that you're supposed to make. So, um,
Bianca every time, huh?
yep. Um,
That's funny.
I did start a save file earlier last year and I married Deborah, but I
Mm.
think I'm going to start over and I'll probably end up with Bianca again.
Is that because you just don't like getting stepped on?
No, well, it's not that. Uh, I'm thinking of maybe doing a guide for Dragon Quest V, writing up a guide,
Ooh,
and
that'd be
I'll
cool.
probably it means I'll have to do like three different save files for each
Right.
wife.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
yeah, so yeah, DQ5 is my favorite. It was the first one I played.
Hmm.
Really, I played to completion. Picked it up in 2013.
Nice.
That's when I found the Dragon's Den forum because back then that was pretty
Mm.
much it. If you went looking for DQ stuff on the web,
Right.
Dragon's Den was all there was. You had Saigon Cat on YouTube doing videos, and that was also just about it. There was really
I've heard of him. What kind of videos does he do?
a Let's Plays.
Oh,
Um,
let's okay, okay.
yeah, he doesn't really do videos that much anymore, but
Okay.
yeah, back when I got into it, he was the only one around really.
Wow.
And so yeah, that's pretty much all there is to know about me. I've only recently started trying to contribute a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
making a few videos here, like for like aimed at kids,
Right.
like because it started with my son got really into watching gaming stuff on YouTube, like
Yeah.
just
Mine,
watching
mine too.
yeah, like he likes to watch videos of cutscenes and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
not necessarily let's plays, but
Mm.
sometimes like, he watches a lot of Mario stuff where they
Oh,
like
dude, mine too, bro. Yep. He
yeah,
loves mine loves Bowser's Fury.
yeah,
Anything with Bowser in it, my son's like crazy about it. So we made sure to get him this Christmas. We got him like the Bowser's like ship with
yeah,
Bowser and then his castle and stuff. And he just
yeah.
goes, he loves it. He loves it.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Um, yeah, we threw ours a Mario birthday party this year with like
Ooh,
a bunch of
nice.
decorations and a Mario cake. But yeah, he
That's
wa-
what's up.
my son loves these videos of like there's this YouTube channel called ZX Mini, and he
Mm.
like hacks does Mario hacks for 3D World and stuff, and like changes
Oh.
things in the game files, and it's just really crazy stuff. It's obviously aimed at children, but
Mhm.
it's like just seeing what modifying different game files does in game.
Cool.
So there's nothing like that Dragon Quest related on YouTube.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
made one video of Dragon Quest 9
Mhm.
that was just like some different hacks that you can do in the game
Yeah.
because
I think I watched a little bit of it.
yeah, yeah, and I very purposefully made that like aimed at an audience his age.
Cool.
Um,
Respect.
and yeah, I wasn't planning on putting it on YouTube originally. I just had him watch it, and he watched it like 9 times the day I made it.
Has he watched the one that you made with him in it for Dragon Quest Treasures? Does he like
Uh,
that one?
I did show him that, and he wasn't super into that. I mean, he watched it once, but he wasn't
He's like,
like,
"Oh, that's me. Okay, next."
yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
That's pretty much it. Um,
That's funny.
yeah, that's pretty much why I made like that treasures video. It was like just a short thing I did.
Right.
I think we had a Christmas thing that day, so I did it really fast. Um, but there aren't any videos like that on YouTube, like or especially on the YouTube Kids app. There's nothing like there's a few Dragon Quest videos,
Mhm.
but I just wanted there to be more stuff like that because
That's cool.
like I was saying, he'll just watch like cutscene videos,
Mhm.
without commentary. That's another thing is like when you've got a 4 year old or even
Mhm.
younger, um, you don't want to take a chance on just finding some channel and you don't know what they're going to say,
Yeah, bro.
at any point in the video, and without doing research. So like
Mhm.
I always tried looking for videos, typing in no commentary in the title.
Okay.
Um,
Smart.
and yeah, there's a few of those out there, which I guess it makes sense because not many people want to watch just a video with nobody talking over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for kids, that's
That's
what I will.
perfect.
Yeah, that's
They
perfect.
just care
So
about the character, Mario
right,
or whatever.
right. So I was just trying to put a few videos out there like that.
That's
Maybe
cool.
somebody, a parent like me who wants to expose their kid to Dragon Quest can find some videos like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Do you have any maybe like um like short-term goals and long-term goals with like YouTube or anything or
Oh no, I'm not that motivated. Haven't
Oh,
thought it
okay.
through that far yet.
Okay.
Uh, I'll be lucky if I can just like remember to upload some stuff.
Gotcha. That's what's up. That's cool, bro. Cool, man. Well, it's good to meet you. Thank you for reaching out and wanting to be on the show. I definitely agree. There's not many, especially like channels that actually show like a face. For Dragon Quest, I haven't really
Mhm.
seen anyone else, and so I'm kind of trying to put myself out there and just kind of gaining an audience and also bring more people in because
Yeah,
and people have mentioned as well, I'm doing this, I want to do that. I'm like, awesome, let's do it. Let's keep doing this. We gotta blow up Dragon Quest, man. We have to make this more popular. And
right.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, bro. So our main topic is going to be for all the listeners out there, all the viewers. And before that, I do have to apologize. We talked about it with Aust before we started recording, but I'm a little under the weather, so I apologize if my voice cracks or it sounds a little annoying. So, anyways, but we're gonna talk about kind of our not necessarily expectations, but maybe more of our hopes and dreams of what we want to get announced this year via terms of Dragon Quest wise. For 2023, we just started 2023, and I'm assuming you've got some games that you want to see, and I do as well. So let's talk about it, bro. What are you hoping to see?
Well, where to start? Um,
For real.
well, let's categorize this. Like, first of all, I'll go ahead and get my unrealistic desires out of the way. The ones that
Oh,
I know
sure.
that are not going to come true, and it's not realistic for me to expect them to.
All
But
right.
always, whenever we're talking about Dragon Quest, my number one desire is to have
Uh-huh.
Dragon Quest 10 in English, the full MMO.
Oh, bro.
But I've played a lot of the Japanese version and lost a lot of time to that. So
Oh,
I would
really?
love to, yeah, I would love to get one in full English so my friends could play with me.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm assuming you already know about the translation patches and all that, like the
Yeah.
localization.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I want to try. I want to eventually do that with the translation stuff.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not ready for it. But I do want to do that eventually because I want to play that game too, bro. And that
Yeah.
would be amazing if 10 came out.
When I started playing it, those tools didn't really exist, and
Right.
they actually only came around after I stopped playing for a little while. I stopped playing last year,
Oh,
and I've been meaning to get back to it. So I haven't used them, but I know about them. I've seen them.
yeah.
Uh, the I've spent a lot of time on that game though. Anyway,
Nice, bro.
if you get around to it, it's a time vampire.
Oh, great. That sounds fun to me, bro.
Yeah. But aside from that, I've given up on Dragon Quest Racers. We're obviously not getting one of those
Oh,
games.
Keshi Keshi, right? Something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Which I
Yeah.
guess you don't have to have that in English. It's pretty
Yeah.
easy to play in Japanese. But
Oh, really? How do you do that? I just
I
kidding.
mean,
We don't have
I
to
mean,
talk about it.
you just don't have to read anything. It's
Right.
pretty easy to figure out if you
Yeah.
like those types of games.
Right.
It's easy to figure out. But
Cool.
yeah, realistic. Now we're into the realistic
Sure. 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 Yeah.
wants.
In
I
terms of
mean,
me, real quick, sorry. So, in
go
terms
ahead.
of like unrealistic, I would say I'm on the same boat as you, bro. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Um, I guess I could also say I'd love a new remake of DQ5, but that's probably not going to
Ooh.
happen. It's
Well, they
probably not going
got
to
the
happen soon.
PS2 one, right? So
Yeah,
maybe we can get that localized. I don't know if it's any good or not, to be honest, but I don't know.
it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a
Tried it?
nice it's a nice graphical change up from like the other versions.
Right.
Um, but yeah, um, so realistic desires. I mean, we're obviously going to get DQ3 2D HD next,
Mm,
right? I mean, that's got to be what comes next.
I hope it is.
Um,
It's got to be.
yeah, well, here's the thing: like, they're not going to release anything else big until that's out. I don't think
Mm,
anyway. I don't
mm,
think anyway because they've already, it's been announced. We've seen videos and screenshots of it. Like, that's got
right.
to be the next thing we get.
Hmm.
Uh, and also,
Do you think that one would come out first, or would Die Infinity Strash come out first?
I think 2D HD would come out first,
Okay.
just because I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about the Infinity Strash
Mm.
since when was that when they announced it?
Same time. Well, they did say that it was like there was some development issues or whatever,
Hmm.
and then they said that I don't know. I don't know. The only reason I bring that up is because I guess in the how we got basically trolled about hearing news in the Jump Festa event, but apparently the only thing that Jump Festa actually showed was the Yvonne manga stuff. And
Yeah,
so I was just kind of like, hmm. Oh, and I guess the playable characters of Infinity Strash. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe it's because I'm not as keyed into the whole die side of things as much as
okay,
other people.
right.
Uh, I don't follow it that closely, so
Mm,
I haven't heard as much about Infinity Strash since,
mm.
I don't remember when the last time I heard about it was. Is
Yeah. I think
last
we've heard something about it more recently than we have any of the other games for sure.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that one's definitely been in the pipeline longer,
Mm.
right? I mean, they announced that way before 2D HD. Am I wrong?
I think they announced it at the same time, bro.
Maybe they did. It's
Yeah.
been it's been so long since they announced 2D HD.
I know,
Uh,
dude. Freak. It's been
yeah.
like what? What is that? Like 20 months? No, 19 months.
That was
19
yeah, that
months,
was
bro.
was it May of 2021?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Slime
bro.
Time did a live reaction podcast to the whole
Oh,
that
cool.
the anniversary stream that they did.
Oh, I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I was on that, but
Oh, cool.
we all had an agreement that we would drink during it, and I don't remember much of the podcast, to be honest
Was
with
it
you.
what did you have a specific game like drink after they say Dragon
N-
Quest or something or
No, we didn't. We weren't planning on making it a challenge or anything. I'm very unfamiliar with alcohol and how to
mm.
tolerate.
Yeah, yeah,
Usually I
yeah.
have my wife there to like tell me when I
Tell
should
you
stop.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I just didn't that night, and so.
Right.
But yeah,
They kept
that
telling you to
was
keep going. Go,
yeah.
go, go. That's funny.
Um, but yeah, that was it feels like a long time ago, and then it was so silent
Bro, it
after it.
was. It was. And it is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I've been kind of pessimistic like the past year about Dragon
Yeah.
Quest just because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. I think, did you see how Yuji Horii supposedly is saying something about how we're going to be seeing something soon, Dragon Quest related? Did you see that? I don't know if he
Yeah.
released it on Twitter or whatever, but I think that was him kind of like, I think it was one of two things. I think he was basically trying to say, like, oh, if you get disappointed with Jump Festa and you don't hear anything there, remember I said this sort of thing.
Right.
And then also just to kind of keep us, a little bit in the loop, so kind of hyped.
Yeah.
So hopefully, dude, this month, I mean, there's supposedly I don't think there's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct this month, I believe. I mean, I
Oh,
doubt
okay.
I doubt anything Dragon Quest will make it to the Direct, but
Yeah, I was about to say
yeah,
I've given up on Nintendo Directs for Dragon Quest stuff.
yeah, man. Yeah, for
I'm
real.
very cynical. I mean,
I agree, bro.
and
Yeah,
I don't want to be I don't want to be negative on this podcast, but
that's
it's
okay.
just it's all very reminiscent of
Mm-hmm.
the mid 2010s
Mm.
when we were getting spin-off games and that was it. It's like they would release the
Mm.
spin-off games and then you know even even though there was stuff coming out in Japan for like the
Mm-hmm.
remakes and stuff, we
Yep.
just weren't hearing anything about the West. Um, and
Classic.
it, yeah, but I mean, things are different now. Things are different now.
Yeah.
After Smash, the hero being in Smash and
Yes.
all of that.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes. That
just,
was. I really do believe that was like a very important like event for Dragon Quest as a whole,
yep.
I mean, Smash Bros is basically just a marketing campaign for,
Uh-huh.
all these different, third-party companies and franchises. So, but yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was a game changer for the series and for the value of my collection.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, like I said, things are different now, so I could be wrong. It's just that old 2010 cynicism in
Hmm.
me is what. But yeah,
I'm there, dude. I'm there. What else? 2D, 3D remake, and what
well,
else?
I mean,
Realistically,
Dragon
is that
Quest 9 remake that's got to be next. I mean,
you think
and
so?
yeah, I mean they remake all the games and they've been doing them in order, and nine's the next one on the block. And I've
Oh,
been saying for years that it's got to be right around the corner though, and
that corner is long as hell.
mhm. Right before the pandemic, some of the devs from DQ9 did a
Uh-huh.
stream in Japan
Yes.
of playing it, and
Yep.
then one of them mentioned how it'd be nice to do a remake.
Yep.
and then that was the last we anybody ever said of it. So,
Bro,
um,
dude, if that game with 11 graphics would be
well, it needs it the most right now because its its core mechanic is multiplayer,
hmm.
and right now there's really no feasible way to do that. At least not outside of Japan. I'm sure in Japan it's easy to find a buddy
Oh
who has a
yeah.
copy of DQ9 still, even to this day,
Oh yeah.
and play through it some. But
Right.
if you're over here,
Hmm.
then you don't have any other people. I mean, you're lucky if you have a Dragon Quest fan living in your state. I think
Yeah.
there's three in mine.
Oh really? Oh well,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Um,
That's
but
funny.
yeah, like it's they need to add online multiplayer for a remake, and that's got to
Mm.
be they got to be thinking about that.
I
At
really
the
hope
very
they
least, they're
do.
going to announce it this year. I would hope.
Ooh, bro, I'm liking these speculations.
Yeah, maybe I'm
Let's
being
see.
too optimistic now, but
Optimistic realism.
yeah.
Realistic goals. That's what's up. So I think you're right with the 2D 3D remake being kind of like the first one. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a toss up between 2D 3D remake and Infinity Strash. I don't know which one's going to come out first because I kind of feel like they're both in the same like camp in terms of development,
Yeah,
cycle readiness or whatever, release date sort of thing. But yeah, so I do think those are going to come out first. And eventually, I do think that we might hear something about Dragon Quest 12 this year. I don't think it's going to get released this year. I think we're going to hear something about it. So, but yeah, who knows? We'll see, man. I
yeah,
mean, we're basically used to being left in the dark. So who knows, bro?
yeah. No, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think 12 will be released this year either, but I would be shocked if they didn't say more about it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, they have to.
yeah.
I mean, they just gave us a title screen. Even Metroid 4, they got more information with Metroid Prime 4
Mhm.
than Dragon Quest 12.
I'm trying to think back. I remember when they announced 11. That may have been 2015.
Mm,
Maybe it was 16. I don't remember.
yeah.
But I don't remember. I think we got a few like early screenshots, and then
Hmm.
then there wasn't much after that. Um,
For 11.
yeah, for 11.
Yeah, I wasn't still part of the fan base at the time, so I don't really
Yeah,
remember. I do remember the game being released, and I was like, "Oh, this looks pretty cool," But yeah.
yeah. When 11 released, it was my let's see, my son was born August 19th, and
Nice.
and
Mine was born
11
August 6th. My
of the,
youngest.
which year? I
Oh,
mean, was it?
last year.
Oh, yeah. So mine was born August 19th, and then 11 came out
Oh, nice.
September 4th. Anyway,
I believe.
I was on paternity leave. I had a month's worth of paternity leave.
Whoa,
Yeah.
respect.
So that first he was actually scheduled to be born like the day before the game was going to come out. So
Oh.
it looked like I was going to be in a hospital when the game came out. What but no, he was born a few weeks early, and so that
Okay.
when the game came out, that's pretty much all I did was just like lay there on the couch with the
Uh-huh.
bottle, and him, and
Uh-huh.
play Dragon Quest 11.
There you go.
Um, that was such a fun release because I got all that time off from work to complete the game.
That's
But
awesome, man.
yeah, 12 has got to be they got to say something about it this year because like you said I don't think it's going to come out this year, but it's definitely like I mean all that those were the two big things to me anyway from the announcement stream a couple of years back was the 12 announcement and 2D HD.
Right. Right. I think the majority of us it was.
Mhm.
Um I think it's funny too because he even mentioned Yuji Horii and then his whole like team in the background like freaked out. But he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do 1 and 2 as well." Everyone was like
Yeah,
ringing a bell, like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
Yuji, stop, stop!" And so
Yeah.
maybe we'll get those too. I mean, not anytime soon, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I would wish for them to do more games in that style, but like other than, I mean, I love 1 through 3, but
mhm.
they're as far as like segments of the series, they're sort of on. They're not as interesting to me as 4 and beyond. Um,
Work harder, not smarter. Well, thank you, Zoom. Say that
but
again. Sorry.
I said I was saying uh, 1 through 3 are probably less interesting to me in terms of the whole series as 4 and beyond are,
Yeah.
like four through
Yeah.
11.
For sure.
Um, like 3 is a great game, and
Hmm.
I like it more every time I play it.
Right.
Um, I think 1 is like this nice, concise little.
Hmm.
It's like this JRPG boiled down to its purest form, where you can just
Hmm.
knock it out in a weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Gets your feet wet
right,
for Dragon Quest sort of thing.
but we've had those games like in different forms so many times already.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'll
true.
take anything. I'm not gonna complain if they remake 1 and 2 again. I mean,
I would too. I honestly, I mean, I love them. I mean, I since I've started playing, I've played those twice. Game Boy Color version and then
mhm,
the mobile versions. I do want to do the Super Nintendo version someday.
yeah.
But if we get them remade, shoot, I'm for sure doing them then for again.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, bro.
Yeah, I played 1 and 2 on mobile because those
Respect.
came out in like 2014. I think that was like
Oh wow.
right as I was getting into the series.
Oh,
And I
perfect.
played 3 on mobile as well, and then played 3 recently on
So
Switch.
you played five at first on the DS then?
Hmm.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
yep.
Probably
That
wasn't
was.
as expensive as it is now.
Oh no, I just bought it off Amazon.
Yeah,
No,
man.
dude, I used to buy copies of that game for my friends to get them into Dragon Quest.
Respect, dude.
I was on Amazon the other day looking through past orders because I needed to find something, and I scrolled past one, so I clicked on it, and then Amazon tells you, this says you bought this game 4 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
screenshotted that, and I'm like, this is like $1,000 if I had kept
Oh,
all of these.
oh my. For real, bro.
But they were like
It's
35
crazy.
bucks back then.
Uh-huh. Dude, for
But
real,
yeah,
man. I'm
um,
still pissed about because I bought six when I was in high school and I had the case and everything.
yeah.
And dude, I have no idea where it's at, but
Mm.
if I had that physical version, it's basically like holding
Yeah,
gold, man.
I have so many games like that from my childhood that I wish I still had, and
Hmm.
consoles too, like that my mom would give away to like my sister or something,
Oh,
or
yep,
some of our family members. Every time we get a new console, we'd give the old one away.
yep, yep. My parents would send it to my cousins in Uruguay, South America, so I never got to see those again.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, if you have family members who can't afford the newest stuff or can't
Hmm.
afford games, that's obviously a very kind and good thing to do.
Yeah, it
But
just sucks when it's done without you knowing,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but
I
yeah.
wish I would have fought a little harder for some of it, because
Mm.
I mean, I would know when she would give that stuff away,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
I would rather she had not, but I was a kid.
Yeah,
I
you.
wasn't going to make a big deal out of it. But
No, mom, no.
I do wish I would have like been like, no, not this game. Let me keep this one. You
Put it
know,
under your bed. Shh,
right, right.
for
Like, I
20
mean,
years.
but but back then I was a teenager, and like, why would I do that for an N64 game when I've got a
Hmm.
GameCube right here?
It's true, bro.
I'm focused on
Ooh,
the GameCube, not the N64
GameCube,
anymore.
man. Good memories. Random question. What do you think about Super Mario Sunshine?
That is one of the few Mario games I haven't actually really
Oh,
played.
bro.
I like every time I try to play it, I don't know, I'm not like the biggest Mario fan
Oh,
anyway.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Especially not 3D Mario.
Okay. Okay.
Now Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, I'll sit down and play that for like an hour or so
Classic.
still.
That game
But
is fantastic.
I've played Mario 64 more in the past year with my son than I've ever played in my life, and I had it as a teenager on the
Uh
64, but I didn't play it that much back then.
huh. Yeah,
Um,
that's me with Bowser's Fury. Basically,
yeah,
that's his favorite.
yeah,
He can't wait until Bowser attacks you, and then he starts stomping around everywhere. He's like, "Whoa!" I'm like,
yeah,
"That's yep, good job, man. Good job, Timmy."
yeah. We've played a lot of that too,
Yeah, he
and
loves it.
the 3D world. He loves both of those. But yeah,
Yeah. Anything else you think we'll see maybe
let
2023 Dragon
me
Quest
think.
wise, possibly, realistically?
Mm, I don't know, man. Like,
I think that's about it, to be
yeah,
honest.
I mean, there's just they haven't indicated they're working on anything else. And as much as I'd like to say there's a monsters game around the corner, I don't think
Mm.
that's happening anytime soon.
Is that series done, you think? Or is it going to come back?
I think it'll come back.
Think
They've
so?
done too many of those to let it die completely. But
Right.
I mean, they were wanting to do one with treasures. That's what treasures started out as.
Yeah.
So obviously they want to do one,
Hmm.
but I think it'll be a while before we see it
Yeah.
happen again.
What was the issue with that again? Wasn't it like some
I don't
development problems, or was it a studio issue, or
I don't know the specifics. Maybe I've missed an article, but I don't think they've stated in detail what went wrong. I
right?
think I think they had problems. I think they had creative problems for one, like just getting monsters to mesh with the story of Eric and Mia, which they're like pirates, looking for
Interesting.
treasure. I don't think
Right.
I don't think it made like a good. I don't think it made much story sense to have them collecting monsters.
Huh.
Um, and then there were obviously probably some technical problems behind the scenes because if that, it was like what 3 or 4 years after they announced it before we heard anything about it.
Hmm. That's
So
true. That's a good point. I
there
do
had to be some
remember.
other stuff.
I do remember hearing an article about a monsters game in the works or whatever,
Hmm.
and then eventually we heard about treasure. So
Yeah, I think they dropped that right after 11 came out. When they said that they were going to start working on a
I
monsters
think you're right.
game.
I think you're right. Yeah, man. For sure, bro. Yeah, man. Well, that's about it in terms of, I think it sounds like, for our like expectations of what we will hopefully hear slash realistically hear this year. Um how far are you on treasures?
I'm right at the end. I just like I'm at the part where I
Oh.
can go and just finish the game.
Uh-huh.
And I started like I sat down one night to do it, and then I realized I had some side quests I wanted to do, so I
Mm.
started doing those, and then I haven't had time lately to get back to it.
Oh, gotcha.
I need to just sit down and finish it one night. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you get all the dragon stones and stuff?
yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. I really enjoyed that game.
Mm-hmm.
For
Good.
gosh, when I think it was like 2 weeks, because like I noticed I hit this like groove of just getting really into the loop of going to
Treasure
different.
hunting and
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and like it was I would want to max out the amount of treasures I had with me before I'd go back to base.
Yep. Yep. I do that too.
And it's
It
like
just
one
feels
thing
like
after a waste.
why would you go back? Yeah.
Yeah. And so like one thing would come up, like I would get ambushed by the rival gangs or something
Uh-huh.
right as I was about to go back, and just then I'd finally get back to base, and then I'd realize, oh, I got to go deal with my dispatch crew, and go check all the monsters I've recruited while I was just one thing after another, and it would be like 1 o'clock in the morning before I'd go to bed.
Oh, there you go,
uh,
bro.
but that did wear off eventually, and
Mm.
um, as far as like open world games go, it's kind of smallish.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I described it as baby's first open world game.
Hey, there you go.
Um,
Didn't think about that. That
yeah,
works.
it definitely like you could tell that this was something new for them because the scope of it wasn't huge.
Hmm.
But I think that's actually was kind of a good thing in this case, at least for me, because by the
Right.
time that addiction had worn off, like
Mm.
I could noticeably feel like I wasn't thinking of picking up the game and playing it as much. By the
Oh,
time the addiction wore off, I was almost finished with the game. So
there you go.
yeah.
Yeah. So you just got to complete it now.
Yeah, when at the point where I was like really into that game, I wrote a blog post about it saying that treasures had taken over my home because
Nice.
like that first weekend I got it.
Where do you write your blog post?
Oh, I have a website, WordPress site, uh,
Oh.
procrastinations.com, if I
Oh
can
yeah,
pronounce
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I've
Yeah.
where have you mentioned that before?
I think I don't remember if I mentioned it in our chat on Reddit or not.
I've where have I heard about that? Oh, maybe did you post it on Reddit maybe?
Yeah, I have posted some links on
Okay.
Reddit. Because I wrote a guide on Dragon Quest IX multiplayer, how to do that on your
Okay. Oh,
PC and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, I've checked it out then. I've checked it out.
Yeah, and I've done a little things, a couple of Dragon Quest stuff. It was really I just started it as a place for me to put my ramblings. Like little, I wrote a little how-to guide on how to do the DQVC shop
Whoa.
on DQ9. You know, you have
Right.
this. If you're not aware, you have this little item shop that you used to could connect to the Square Enix servers, and there would be
Whoa.
items in there every day. It'd refresh every day, but obviously that's been down for years. But if you change the DNS settings on your in the game settings,
Uh-huh.
you can connect to a version of it that fans are
Ooh.
hosting.
Very
And
cool.
you don't have to have a modified or a hacked DS or anything. You can just put your game in and follow the guide on how to type in your settings and stuff. That's why I started the blog, is just so I'd have a place to put that how to guide so I could link to people. And then I just started putting like reviews and basic stuff up, you know, anything
Nice.
really.
If it's cool with you, we could probably have a link to that on this
Yeah,
video if it's cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, because I'd actually like to do that because DQ9, I've been recently thinking about it and I did kind of want to go back. I don't know if I want to start a new file completely or just kind of keep going with the one I've got, but yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll have a link to that in the description.
that game is so huge, and I don't want to get off on a huge tangent about it, but
That's fine.
yeah, there's so much to do in that game. Like I recently started playing it last fall because I got my son to play it with me.
Oh, that's right. I remember you told me
Yeah,
that. That's
and
awesome.
that's an experience taking a 4-year-old through a JRPG. Uh, gets distracted by lots of different things.
Yeah,
But yeah, I started replaying it, and that's why I wrote that guide, and then another
that's
guide on
cool.
how to set up the multiplayer through
That's cool.
emulators and stuff. But yeah, that I wrote a blog post about treasures, and that's what we were talking about. Because that first weekend I got treasures, I brought it home, and my son wanted to play it, and
Mm-hmm.
then I couldn't play it, and he really wanted to play it, and we were
Oh,
sort of
that's
fighting
funny.
over it.
Right. Right. Mom was like, okay, chill out.
Yeah,
That's funny. Yeah, so recently I've been just kind of streaming it whenever I've got time. But I decided I do want to make a review on it. I didn't know if I wanted to or not. I knew it was gonna be a late review anyways, but so
mm-hmm.
now I'm just kind of rushing through it a little bit. And at least kind of absorbing what the oh sweet. The first video slash audio is ready, has been converted. Great. Thank you. Um, so yeah, so but yeah, so now I just kind of want to absorb the main story as much as I can, do as much as I can, as quickly as I can, and then I'll make a review video on the game. So that'll be fun. But
Yeah. It's probably better for your experience that you didn't rush through it to begin with. You know, at the start at least, that you sort of slowly took to it, because I think especially this type of game that can really sort of negatively color your opinion
mm,
of it when you're trying to get so much of it done. I've seen
right,
reviewers have that problem before. Um,
interesting. That makes sense.
yeah, I thought about writing a review on my blog because that's what I did with another game.
Do it.
Um, but I don't know. Like I feel like I've waited too long now that my memory's not fresh enough to
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that. And I have a lot of positives to say for it, but I think my biggest negative is that if you're not a hardcore Dragon Quest fan, there might not be as much to it for you. Because
Mm,
for me, the biggest draw were the treasures, honestly. And I know that's kind
mm.
of crazy.
That
It's
makes
like
sense.
it's like playing a gotcha mobile game where
Right.
you open a loot box and you get that dopamine hit,
Yep.
but you don't have to waste money on it. That's the good thing
Uh-huh.
about treasures
Yeah.
is you're not it's not the predatory mechanics, and you're not emptying out your wallet
Right.
to get that dopamine rush.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. If you're not a Dragon Quest fan, a lot of those treasures aren't going to mean anything to you. And the
There's a
combat,
lot of treasures from DQ10. A
there's a
lot.
yeah, I've seen quite a few of them.
But every
Um,
time, anytime I find one that I know, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
yes. So,
yeah, and none of them have the names that from none of
yeah.
them use the names.
It's
Not
interesting.
even not even the names like that they've put in some of the mobile games, which is
It's
strange.
interesting. Yeah. Maybe they just
Yeah,
didn't want to like dig up that stuff or I don't know.
I really don't know. Um, I could speculate either way. That it's
Yeah.
maybe they're working on a localization and they don't want to hammer
Ooh.
anything down yet, or maybe they
Mm.
they know that they're never going to do it, so that they're not even.
There's also that.
Yeah, uh, but yeah, like there's a lot of treasures that aren't going to mean anything unless you're a hardcore DQ fan or even played a few of the.
Right.
You kind of like. I feel like a lot of people would most of their exposure is going to be to 11
Right.
out of all the games,
Right.
and there's just a lot of stuff in there that's references to games that non DQ fans probably wouldn't have played.
Right. Right. Right.
That's probably
Are
the
there
biggest.
are there any treasures from 11? I just realized that. Do they have characters or
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty certain that. Well,
now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen anything yet
that would
from
make
11.
sense. That would make sense. Because then you would have like the Ludo narrative dissonance of trying to figure out why Eric or Mia, like, if they
Oh
see
yeah.
treasures from their future,
Right.
what are they gonna
That's
think?
a good point. That's a good point. Okay, that would
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah, yeah.
uh I hadn't actually thought about that or noticed it though until you said that, so
Yeah.
I just assumed that it did have treasures from 11.
That's
uh,
funny. That's funny. I didn't even think
uh,
about that. That would be pretty crazy. Eric seeing himself in the future. Like, what the heck?
yeah, like they're in the middle of a boss fight in DQ11 and Eric's like, I feel like I've seen this guy before.
I swear I have a treasure like that somewhere.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, bro. That's cool, man. Yeah, you don't I say you write it, bro. I say you write it. If you can, if you know, if you feel
Yeah.
like you can remember enough.
Yeah,
But
maybe I'll write something up. Maybe not
yeah,
a
bro.
huge one, but
Yeah. Something simple. Yeah. That's what's up. So, I mean, that's basically it for the main segment of this podcast episode, unless there's anything else you want to bring up. If not, we'll move on to the next segment.
can't think of anything else.
Let's move on. Okay, so this next segment, if you haven't watched the show before, is basically it doesn't have to be Dragon Quest related, but we're going to talk about what we're playing, watching, doing, anime, movies, video games, whatever it is. So yeah, bro. What do you watch anime at all or
I don't watch very much of it. I'm
really?
not I'm not like anti-anime.
Right.
I think my biggest problem getting into anime nowadays is most of it's subbed, and I'm not against subs, but I
Oh,
don't have the
gotcha.
time to sit down and stare at a screen and give it my
Oh, gotcha,
undivided
gotcha.
attention. I need to be doing something else while doing it because
Oh, interesting.
that's the way I watch most stuff is unless it's like something I'm really dedicated to.
Right.
I don't sit down and stare at the screen while I'm watching something. And
Interesting.
you can't do that with subtitles. So
Yep, absolutely. That would be crazy if you could.
part
Probably
of the
have
reason
war.
why I haven't really gotten into Die.
Ah,
I've
okay,
been
okay.
reading the manga. I like the
Respect.
manga a lot.
Yes, it's
Um,
good.
but yeah, I haven't I don't really keep up with modern anime much. I used to watch it a lot when I was a teenager.
That's all
But
good. That's all good. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could tell, but I do like me some anime
yeah,
over here. But yeah, but I'm watching right now because I don't have too much time to watch. But when I do, I watch a little bit of Bleach. I'm sure
yeah,
you've heard of that one.
yeah,
Spy Family. Me and my family have been watching that one, which is great. Um, and then every week I'm watching Die. Well, every other week and reviewing the episodes I'm watching.
yeah.
And then the manga as well. Trying to think if there's any other anime. Mob Psycho 100. I don't know if you've heard of that one,
Mm.
but that one is, I think season 3 just ended, but I just finished watching all of that, and that was just spectacular. Great show. But yeah, in terms of anime, I think that's about it for me. So let's move on to gaming. What are you playing, bro?
Well, I have probably abnormal gaming habits, I guess. I don't always keep up with like the most the
Hmm.
newest releases. Treasures is the newest game that I've played probably. Uh, other than that, like a lot last year, I was working on, especially near the end of last year, I was working on Dragon Quest Nine,
Oh
uh,
yeah, nice.
doing post game stuff because I didn't really finish the post game when I first played it, so I went back
Right.
to my old save and was doing that.
What's your what vocations are you, or is your party?
Well,
A little bit of everything.
my main
Oh
character,
no, my bottle just ran away. Oh well.
my main character is a sage at this point, but I've got levels
Oh,
in like all the classes. Um,
nice.
but yeah, so I was working on post game. I finally finished all of that. I finished all the story post game stuff
Respect.
because like the post game for that game, by the way, is almost as good as 11's. Like
Really?
it's story based, like cutscenes. You've got it's a lot of continuation stuff from the main story, so it's not something you should skip over.
Huh. I'm trying to think if I've done it or not. I can't
It's
remember.
it's kind of hidden. Like to start some of it, you don't. It's like they do tell you how to start it, but then there's a point where you got to go talk to Aaron at the end, but
Hmm.
you have to go around the back of the counter to start the cutscene. And I
Interesting.
yeah, and I'd never known that, and I figured it out somehow. Somebody told me.
Oh,
But yeah, there's like a whole bunch of story stuff there that you can miss out on if you're not aware of it.
ooh, I might have to try. I might have to try it out because I at least want
Uh,
to do what you were talking about with the items. So, anyway, so what were you gonna say?
yeah, you have to have the DLC unlocked for that. Which
Okay,
if you follow that guide for the item shop, that should unlock it automatically because it's on the
deal,
cartridge. It's just you have to connect to the internet for it to unlock.
deal. I'm
Um,
gonna do that.
but yeah, let's see. Other than that, I've been playing. Actually, lately, I've been playing of all things Animal Crossing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to.
Respect.
I wasn't super into that until my son got a 3DS for Christmas,
Uh
and
huh.
Animal Crossing was one of the games he got. So I
Cool.
started my own save to play with him.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you're playing on 3DS?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one? That
I've
one's
got the Switch
the
game, but
that's the Happy Home, right? Or is that the New Leaf?
New Leaf, New
Okay,
Leaf.
okay, New
Yeah,
Leaf. I heard that one was really good.
yeah. It seems about like what an Animal Crossing game should be.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I feel like those games don't change that much
Uh huh.
from release to release. The Switch
Right,
version allowed you to like change the landscape and stuff, which was
right,
probably the biggest thing.
right.
But
That's
let's
cool, man.
see. That's what I've been doing lately. Like
There you
within the
go.
past 2 weeks. Um,
Respect.
I have been like trying my hand at modding some, like very basic, like baby step stuff, because
Ooh.
I'm not a programmer or anything. But like I've been playing around with Dragon Quest V, the Nintendo version.
Ooh.
I've been playing around with it in a hex editor, like comparing some Japanese patches to the English version to see where they conflict, to try to like convert the Japanese mods to English.
Wow.
And it's like, well, so, it's not as impressive as it sounds.
Okay. Because it
Basically, all
sounds
your
impressive, I'll tell you that.
well, basically, it's just numbers are here and numbers are here, and then the program tells you this number is different in this file from
Oh,
over here. And
interesting.
so like you've got the English version here, and then you've got the Japanese version with
Gotcha.
the mod, and you just sort of have to figure out, you don't want to copy over something that's different over here, or else it'll
Right.
erase part of the English ROM.
Whoa.
It's not as basically just finding how to move something, finding a mod that doesn't conflict is basically all it is. Uh,
Wow.
but it's a way to learn. It's a way
Yeah.
to learn stuff. It's not. I think I did one that there's a Japanese mod that lets you carry 4 party members, because the if you don't know this, the Dragon Quest, the Super Nintendo version of Dragon Quest only had 3 party members with you at any
I did
time.
not know that.
Yeah, it's not a very hard game. So if you add a fourth player, it becomes really easy.
Gets broken a little bit.
Yeah, but anyway, that's one that was sort of easy to port over to English because it didn't conflict very much.
That's cool.
So that's one I started out with, and
Very
I don't
cool.
I don't know if it's just the thing that's tickling my fancy lately, if I'll stick with
Mhm.
it or not. So I've been playing Dragon Quest V a lot. That's the long story was to explain that I've been playing Dragon Quest V.
No worries. So basically, five and Animal Crossing sounds like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're almost, and you're gonna beat treasures pretty soon.
yeah. I just got to remember to like, it's not even on my mind these days. That's part of my problem, is I just need to like carry my Switch into the bedroom one night. That way, it's around me
Uh, and you'll be
when I
like,
get up.
oh,
I should
treasures.
grab this on the way to work and then play it at lunch or something.
There you go.
Because I
That's
got to
what's
be
up.
close to the end.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I've been I've got that same issue though, where like I don't really play anything new. Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever comes out that's new, I don't usually buy it. And
Yeah.
not anymore, at least. Not since, I've got married and have
Yeah.
kids. Like that just kind of doesn't happen anymore. And
Right.
so, but I like, for example, I just recently started playing Elden Ring, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like the most popular thing in the whole planet for
Yeah.
months, months and months and months. And now that it's one game of the year, it's also in that, topic.
Yep.
But I asked my wife, I told my wife, I was like, listen, Christmas, I either want you to get me Pokemon Scarlet or Elden Ring. I haven't decided yet. So I'll let you know which one I want. And I was gonna go with Pokemon Scarlet, even though I probably wasn't gonna enjoy it that much, at least as much as I usually did with Pokemon games, because all it's basically like, I mean, if you've played Pokemon, like
Yeah.
slowly but surely it just kind of keeps getting a little bit worse and worse every generation,
Yes.
and it's just it sucks, dude. But and I'm surprised because this is the first Pokemon game I will not buy, like for sure. I'm not
Yeah.
buying
I
it.
know, man. I remember when I hit that point.
When did you hit that point?
Oh, Sword and Shield.
Ooh.
I just was not in. That was the thing, is like I was not interested. I couldn't be bothered. Uh, and I was playing it back when red version on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Me
was
was yellow. I was with
right.
yellow.
That
Yeah.
was that was like, it was the magical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was obsessed with it. I stood in line to see the movie. I had the
Me
cards,
too.
all and like
Yep.
that was the game of our childhood,
Mm-hmm.
really. I feel like,
Oh yeah.
but
100%.
as time went on, I became a little bit more disillusioned with it. I
Yeah.
think part of it was just getting older,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Uh, the Ruby and Sapphire remakes are probably the last time I enjoyed myself with a Pokemon game.
Hmm. Those were
And
good ones.
yeah, I didn't really play Sun and Moon either. I don't
I
know. I
think
started it and I
I think
wasn't.
you're right. I think I didn't think about that, but until you said that. But I think the last time I really enjoyed myself was with Gen 6 as a
Yeah.
whole, X and Y, and then Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I think
Hmm.
that was like the last time I really enjoyed myself with Pokemon.
Yeah. It's sad too. It's
It is, bro.
like,
It
and
is.
I'm not interested in playing it. Like, if you mentioned Pokemon Scarlet, my eyes glaze over. I'm not bothered to pick it up at
Yeah.
all. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, that's sad that I'm not interested in playing it because
I
it's like a
know.
big
And
part
the
of my
the
childhood.
stupid thing is that it's literally sold like a
I know.
stupid amount of
I
copies.
know.
And it's like it's not helping, like but
Yeah,
what can you
that makes
do?
me a little. That's irritating. Um, and you know what? You know what? I think the big reason why I didn't even buy Sword and Shield, uh, I realized that the only reason I was still playing the games is because I had all of my Pokemon from
Uh-huh.
Gen 3 that I was transferring
Oh,
forward through all
right.
those, they make you jump through all the hoops to
Yep.
transfer them to the new games. So I
Right.
had all my teams built up over, over a decade. Over when was
Wow.
that? 2 decades of games.
Damn.
I've still got those on my Alpha Sapphire cartridge that have transferred up that far.
Dang.
And then when they did the Dexit thing, it's just like, well, I don't have any reason to play anymore. And I
Mm,
realized that's not a very good reason to play. Is the whole meta of collecting your Pokemon. If that's why I was playing it, then I probably shouldn't have been playing it anyway.
I mean, the original catchphrase was "Gotta catch 'em all." You know,
Yeah,
I know they went away with it because of how, you know, impossible it became. But
yeah, and like the fact that they have 900 Pokemon is not a selling point to me.
I
I
think
know
isn't
that,
it over 1,000 now?
yeah, probably. And I know that's their, like, they can't not add new ones because that's a part of their whole marketing for the
Absolutely,
cards and toys and stuff.
they got to
But
sell
if
more
they,
toys.
it hurts the games, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, the designs for me personally, and I don't mean I don't mean that we just got into like this huge Pokemon rant, but the starters for Pokemon after Gen 6, let me see. Gen 7 starters were, yeah, after Gen 6, they just started to
Yeah,
fall off, man. They just started to
yeah,
fall off. I mean, the Sprigatito for Pokemon Sword and Shield should have been a freaking grass lion, dude. That would have been the
yeah.
coolest thing. But what the heck did they do with it? They made this little wizard cat with a
Yeah.
mask. What the heck, bro?
I'm just glad they stopped putting firefighting types as the starter because
That's
they
for
had like
sure.
three different ones where
Yeah,
fire slash fighting.
every generation.
But yeah, and I don't want to offend anybody who really likes the new designs, but I agree they don't appeal to me that
Yeah.
much.
If you
Maybe,
like it, good for you, bro.
yeah.
But if I just don't like them, that's it. That's all I'm saying.
And the whole thing that the reason that they stopped including all the Pokemon is so they can improve the animations. And then I see these videos of the games, the new games, and it's like they don't look like you've done anything to improve the animations though.
You know what I think it is? I think it is. I think they have had such a hard time jumping from like off the 3DS
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that they just cannot find their footing. Like, because I mean, if you're developing a game for a smaller system, they've done it for years. They know what to do. They
Mhm.
know, they can reuse things. Now it's like, oh, we need to build everything again. And like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's like just way more complex, just way, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just kind of what it feels like. It just because every Switch release has been just bare bones. Even the UI, even like the menus, like Sword and Shield's menus are a joke. It's just so plain, simple,
Yeah.
basic. I
Well,
don't know.
that in my opinion, that's a problem that's more than just Pokemon and more than just gaming. Like, I feel
Mm,
like UI design across the board, no matter whether you're talking about games or apps or programs,
mm.
has gone downhill since the 2010s. And
Interesting.
I think that's because younger developers growing up in the 2010s were more acclimated to phone UIs, and
Mm.
those don't work outside of a phone environment.
Interesting.
Um, like that's I'm a big Halo fan, and
Okay.
Halo Infinite came out last year, and that's been one of the major criticisms is that the UI is terrible. And then every time
Oh,
somebody starts talking about it, they say they always address it to the younger listeners, like the
it's your
UIs that you were
fault.
well, it's more like the UIs that you're seeing nowadays, like they don't work compare a game from the mid 2000s and earlier, or anywhere
Right.
from 2010
Right.
and back.
I didn't think about that. That makes
There,
sense.
and I see this in a lot of software on PCs too. Like it's not intuitive to me, at least. It's
Hmm.
not intuitive to me. Maybe I'm old. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is what being in your 30s is like. It's that everything changes and you're not used to it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
But
just hit that point, so I'm
Discord was
here.
hard for me to acclimate to. It's like you got like over here, you got stuff over here, and you got stuff over here, and it's like, how do I find the settings? And it still is does not seem like intuitive design to me. But yeah,
uh
I think that's a broad problem,
Interesting.
and
Yeah.
but you are absolutely right that I think they had problems jumping off of the 3DS
Mm.
because I even read that the director for Game Freak didn't really like the Switch, like when it
Oh,
was like he didn't like
interesting.
the platform when it first was,
Really?
and and that supposedly this could be rumors might not even be true, but that Sword and Shield started development on 3DS and was then moved over to the
Mm.
Switch. And from what little I played of that game, it does definitely feel like that, especially with the camera. It feels like it was designed for one joystick and not two.
Interesting.
But I don't know. At the very least, it does show that I don't think they took well to the move to more of a console
Yeah.
type environment.
Yep, I agree. That plus the extremely short amount of time they have,
Yeah, yeah,
to develop a game, like a new game, new region, new Pokemon. It's just they're like
yeah.
slaves, basically. They're just it's
Right.
ridiculous. They have no
Yeah,
time.
you can't do that in a year. Like they're doing
No,
annual releases now. Absolutely not.
it's crazy. And
You're
they're
right.
literally pumping out games. Like obviously the majority are spin-offs, but every single year. Every single year.
Well, Arceus was a big game, was it not?
Yes, it was.
I didn't play it, but
Yeah. I enjoyed that one. It was
yeah,
good.
I heard it was better than the new ones,
Yeah.
as far as like an
It
open
was
world
really
experience.
good. Really good.
I almost got it. Like that was the first Pokemon that sort of like, oh, maybe
I
I'll try
recommend
it.
it, dude. I think you'll like it.
Well, I decided against it because it's just like I've got so many other things to do, and it's like,
Right,
no,
right,
I've
right.
already written off Pokemon. I'm not falling for it again.
Now it's a pride thing.
Well, it's more like if I was still single, didn't have a kid, and didn't have like this job taking my time and stuff, I
Work
would
smarter, not
I
harder.
would try it. But it's just trying to divide time for like a game. Like I don't have to convince myself to try out a new game. Like I don't have time to play the ones I want to play. So
Oh, I feel you there, brother. I feel you there.
yeah.
That's how it is. But going back to the initial topic of this, my dilemma is the same. I have no time, literally. And so I told my wife, between those two, and I was going to pick Pokemon Scarlet mostly because of convenience sake. I could take the Switch to work. I could take my Switch, if I'm traveling or doing this, blah, blah, blah. But man, did I want to play Elden Ring. And I'm a huge From Software lover. I love their games. I haven't played Sekiro, but I have played everything else. I've platinumed Dark Souls 3 and I've platinumed Bloodborne. And so Elden Ring, ever since it came out, I wanted to play it super hardcore. And finally I did. And any chance I get, I play a little bit and it's amazing. It's just glorious. Absolutely love the game. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I played a little of it. It's a beautiful game for one.
Amazing.
I'm definitely not like in that mode of playing those types of playing Dark Souls like
Understandable.
games because
Not for everyone.
well I missed that series really when it took
Gotcha.
off. Because
Right.
what was that, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 era when that really took off
I
here.
think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I skipped that console generation. That's when I became a PC gamer, and I
Mm.
was broke for like 5 or 6 years. Didn't really have much money, so I wasn't, I wasn't I wasn't never planned on getting a console and never
Right.
played those games. Those games didn't even come to PC until like 2017, I think.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one was on PC, but it was broken. It just the PC port didn't work well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, but yeah, I got Elden Ring and got it around the same time I got a Steam Deck last year,
Ooh,
and
very
you,
cool.
you can tell I'm like I started playing it and I was like, you can tell I've not played a Dark Souls game before because I mean it I knew it was gonna be difficult. I just I had
Yeah.
problems figuring out what to do because like I'm still in the mode of thinking if I go to this area and get killed, well, I must not be meant to go there yet.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll go a different direction and then go get killed over here. And
Yeah.
you know,
Then you're just running in circles.
right, pretty much. Um
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, and like I don't know, I feel like I just need to like look up a strategy on like how do I not how do I
Do you,
do this in the
do you
game?
know what a I'm sure you already know, but do you know what a Dark Souls person would say to you right now?
Get good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yes, they would. Yes, they
Yeah.
would.
See, yeah, and I think I did look up some stuff like, is there a trick to this?
Uh-huh.
Uh, 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 you won't believe how long it took me to figure out that you could lock target onto an enemy. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I
Yeah.
know that sounds dumb, but like, so
Hey.
like the first hour I was fighting without locking onto enemies, and
Ooh,
that was
that's tough, bro. Wow.
after that I was like, oh, this is what's wrong, and I did improve after that, but
Yeah.
I still died a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, I think I sort of realized that people said I just needed to get good. It's like, well, I kind of want to. I kind of want to practice, and because this it does look appealing to explore this
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
but
But I
there's
feel like,
also a lot of other stuff I want to do too, and
yeah,
it's like a
and I
time
think,
thing.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a time thing because when I first got into the series is when Dark Souls first came out. That was Xbox 360 era. And I had that time. And so I was able to dedicate and get good sort of thing.
Yeah,
And so yeah, Elden Ring for somebody like me was just it's been just glorious, glorious. But yeah, but it's definitely worth it if you have that time to invest into it. But yeah, I could definitely see everything you're saying. It totally makes sense. And
yeah.
I'm not mad about it, bro. So
I mean,
yeah,
it does like there is appeal in the series when I look at it. It's like I do want to play this. I just it's not the right time in my life really
right.
to do it.
Yeah.
You know how it
Yeah.
is. You when you're young, you have time to play all the games, but you don't have the money to buy them. And
Ah.
now you have the money to buy them, but you don't have the time to play them if you do.
Oof. Bro, I didn't know this was like a motivational
Yeah,
podcast, bro. Respect. It's
yeah.
true. So true. So true. That's how it is, bro. But yeah, so I got Elden Ring. Whenever I can play that, I play that. And besides that, I mean, obviously treasures. And then Dragon Warrior 3. I just beat the main story, but now I'm in the Sky World. So that's
Oh
been
yeah,
cool. First time I've been there, so I'm enjoying that.
that's the Game Boy
Um,
Color version.
yes, sir. Yep, I'm enjoying it. And then let's see. I think besides that, I don't think I'm playing anything else. At least I can't think. Oh, I did play a little bit of Monster Hunter World today
Yeah.
just because my son is so obsessed with dragons and dinosaurs. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I forget to show you this game? And
Yeah.
he was going nuts, 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 nuts. So I might have to play a little bit more of that with him. So yeah,
That is the coolest part really about being a parent is like getting to show them games and stuff that you've been a fan of for a long time. And
I love it.
yeah.
A little part of me screams inside, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, bro. Cool, man. Well, I mean, that's basically it for episode 9 of man. I keep wanting to say my other podcast name. It's Dragon Quest Poppy Podcast, episode 9. Seriously, thank you, Aust, for
Yeah,
joining me for this episode. Definitely would love to have you back. So this episode wouldn't come out until, let's see, this week. I've got, so not this week, I have episode 8 coming out and then tier list. And then, so 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from this week, this episode will release.
cool.
So, so yeah, I like to record beforehand,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we'll look forward to that. But yeah, is there anything you want to plug or talk about or anything like that before we sign off? Before we
Yeah,
get
just
close?
yeah, we mentioned my blog. That's www.procrastinations.com.
I'm
If you
gonna
can't,
put that on the description as well. So
yeah, it's basically just the word procrastination and quest put together.
respect.
Uh, and then I have,
That's kind of like what's Austin King? It's like
oh
Dragon
yeah,
Quest,
Dragon Quaston, I
something
think.
like that. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Respect.
He said he was looking for he just was looking for ideas for a name, and he thought, man, I can put my name together with that. No one else has done that.
Yeah.
By the way, people confuse us together a lot because me and him because
Really?
yeah, he and I both did a Slime Time podcast on Dragon Quest X right after each other, and they released on the same
Oh,
day.
interesting. I
And
will
Aust,
say,
you know,
now that I hear your voice, it does kind of sound similar. I will say, you guys
I
do
think he's
sound
from
similar.
Tennessee and I'm from Alabama, so that makes sense.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we both have Aust in our name.
Yep.
But yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyway, yeah, so that's the blog. There's not much on it yet, but there are a couple of guides that are I think are useful.
Hmm.
Um, and then I have a tiny YouTube channel that I'm maybe sometimes uploading videos to, called Host Family Gaming because I couldn't think of a better name. And it's really just going to be like mindless stuff. I think you might want to put on if you want to expose your kid to Dragon Quest. I'm
Hmm.
not planning on doing anything big, but who knows? Might
Yeah.
record a big let's play on there one day. Who knows?
Do it. Do it. Cool, man. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I hope I was interesting. I don't know how much.
Oh, bro. Yeah, no, I'll take any guess, bro. But
Yeah,
you were very fun to talk to. Trust me. So don't even worry about
cool.
it. I definitely love to have you back if you want. Um, but yeah, so everything about Ost will be on the description. I'll ask you about that information later if you want to just send it to me, and then I'll copy and paste it onto the description. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening to me on whatever podcast service you're listening to me on, just subscribe and follow. And we will see you guys next time. Peace. There it is.